Hello and welcome to the Noninkables podcast. We have a new logo, and also I have all these videos that are like unboxing videos essentially that I did in the very beginning of the channel that I don't think will get posted any other way. And so I've added that video portion to the YouTube video part. Just kind of as a background that is slightly more interesting than, say, the just a plain screen. So week 2 of the podcast, I'm recording a little bit early because I didn't really set a date, like what day I would release the podcast on each week. And I feel like I have a lot of things that I want to talk about, and there's a lot of things that are happening this week. So I think there may be 2 podcast episodes this week, but don't hold me to it. I'm not sure. So, a review of this past week. So I released the podcast, let's see, on Wednesday, and then subsequently I released a video of all of the cards and also a video about the Hogwarts houses and the ink colors and how they relate. So if you want to check those out on my channel. And also I will be releasing a how to play video for beginners, but basically I keep reshooting the video because I keep thinking of new stuff I want to add, and yeah, so I think I've shot it like 3 or 4 times now, and I just keep thinking of new things that I want to include, and so it will happen this week. I want to get it out before set 4 comes out, just so that everyone can I feel like it's good timing anyways. So I've been doing a lot of competitions, or I guess tournaments, this past week. So on Friday, we went to the NorCal TCG, which is one of our local game stores, and played a constructed tournament there. I will have to open up Melee because I did not take notes there, which is what I do for the Pixelborn ones. Let's see. Or did I write down notes? Who knows? Oh no, I did write down notes. Okay, go me. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it was 4 rounds, 9 people total. Round 1, I played a red-blue deck, which was very hard for me. I lost 1-2. And really, it's just, I was looking back at my Fitbit heart rate stuff, and when that, I feel like my heart rate all of a sudden shot up, and I could swear it was probably when that lucky dime came out. And I think one of the games there was like a double lucky dime. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I feel like previously when I was playing in Pixelborn, anytime I played any sort of ramp deck, the minute the lucky dime comes out, or the bell, or the Tamatoa, it's like panic. Because that's, the end is near, essentially. The second round, I played technically a mirror match, because it was also, I should say, I was playing Ruby Amethyst. Technically a mirror match, and it was Ruby Amethyst deck, but it also had like some different cards. So it had that Rafiki that is 3/3 and rushes from, I think, first chapter, and it had Hey Hey, and it had Pascal. The first game I lost, they put out on, I think turn 1 they played a Pascal, turn 1 they played something, turn 2 they played something else, turn 3 they played 3 Pascals. And I just didn't have enough characters to get rid of all of the Pascals, like enough characters that could attack evasive. And then I don't think I drew a Be Prepared. So I lost the first game. The second 2 games I won. So that one I won 2-1. And the last game was a little contentious, I suppose. So I had played like three characters, and then or three characters, I had four characters on the board, and I had a queen's castle, and so and I had like three ink left, so I put three characters into queen's castle, and I guess my opponent didn't hear me when I did that, and so then when I went to go draw, when it was my turn again, he was like, why are you drawing so many cards? And I was like, because all my people are in Queen's Castle. And he's like, you didn't say put them in Queen's Castle. I was like, yeah, I did. And he's like, you didn't exert your ink. And I was like, yeah, I did. That's why my ink is sideways. And also, why would I not use the three ink that I had? Whatever. And I was like, do you want to change what you did your last turn? And he was like, no, I already played. And I was like, okay, fine. And so I won. And then the next one I played was Emerald Steel. And the person I played was super fun. We were just laughing the whole time. I think he inked like turn one inked a sad beast, turn two inked a sad beast, and then like almost was gonna ink a third one. I was like, no, don't do it. And then I think one of the ones I top decked a Be Prepared, like it was so clutch. And then I think I top decked a Go or something. And then that one I won 2-1. And then the last round I played a Ruby Steel deck that had Weight Set. And I had forgotten what Weight Set did. Essentially, Weight Set is a card where if you play a character that has 4 strength or more, you can draw a card. And so all his characters had 4 strength, which meant my Madame Medusa was useless. And I have 3 of those in my deck. And I think I played when I was like, this is so useless. I can kill nothing. In that game I won 2-1. So in the end, I placed second out of 9. And I think turns out I'm much better at best of 3 games because I can win those more, and then best of 2 not so much. So I did also play, so that was Friday, and then Saturday I played, it was called First Chapter of Storm. So it was an online tournament through Pixelborn, run by, I think, Moral Gaming is their name. And so that one was best of 2 format, and that is when I realized, oh, I am not good at best of 2 because I just lose one and then win one, whereas in best of 3 I can win that third game. So I feel like I have to change my strategy, but also like the new cards are coming out, so I probably have to change my whole deck. So I'm actually trying to play a bunch this week just because I feel like this is the last chance for me to use my set 3 deck that I finally have like where I want it to be. So the First Chapter of Storms, that one had a total of 26 people. And it was best of 3. There were 5 rounds total. And the first round, I played somebody who was playing a Amethyst Steel Jafar deck. And then the first game I went first, and I had nothing to ink in the beginning, and then luckily they whole new worlded and gave me some ink on turn 5. And then the second game I went second and I won, thank goodness for Be Prepared, which I always write like Be Prep in my notes, and I feel like it sounds like Plan B plus like prep, so like both HIV prevention and pregnancy prevention. So every time I say I play Be Prep, I think of that specific combo of both HIV and pregnancy prevention. And I feel like I should trademark that and somehow sell some sort of like combo medicine that's both, and call it Be Prep. Okay, so first round I won 2-0. The second round I played an Emerald Steel deck. And I think it ended up being the person who won the whole thing. The first turn, or the first game, I went first and I lost. My notes are said that I didn't have a 1-drop, and I only had a 2-drop, which was Pinocchio, which I was going to play. And then in retrospect, I probably should have just played just to have something on the board so I could bounce it. And I was playing against a Bucky deck. The second game, I went second, and I won, partly because my opponent had only 4 ink and his hand was just 2 whole new worlds, so he couldn't do anything for, I think, a few turns. So I was able to kind of quest my way out of that. The third game was another Emerald Steel deck, and the first game I went second and I lost. I did not have a 1-drop to play. The only 2-drop I had was Snake, which was unplayable because I couldn't play a 1-drop, which is like the most annoying thing with bounce. Which is why I always, when I play a mirror match, will use Pinocchio on 2 to exert their 1 cost so that I can get rid of it. In case all they have are bounce characters, then they can't play any of them. And then the second game, I went first and I won. And my note just says, haha, be prep. So I assume I be prepared them. The fourth game, I played another Emerald Steel deck. I think it was the theme for that tournament. And first game, I went second and lost. Second game, I went first and won. And I wrote, yay, goat bounce. So I assume I bounced my goat to win. And then I said, sometimes don't attack. Quest instead. And then I also felt, from that game, I also felt that the Queen's Castle was a very good distraction. Because when you play Queen's Castle, then they focus their characters on attacking your Queen's Castle instead of attacking your characters. So just sneakily, like, quest underneath the Queen's Castle, I suppose. And then round 5, I played another Emerald Steel deck. So the 4th Emerald Steel deck of the day. First game, I went first and I won. He was able to play a evasive Flynn, which was kind of annoying. And then second game, I went second and lost. And that game, the songs just killed all of any character I played. Got killed by a song. So after that tournament of 5 rounds, I ended up placing. I didn't write it down, it seems, because I probably didn't do that great. Let me see if I can see in the final pairings. I didn't make top 8, that's for sure, which I think is what you need. So I was 10th. Yeah, so almost top 8. I think if I had 2-0'd the last game or one of the games in there, I would have made it to the top 8, but unfortunately I had 1-2-0 and the rest were all 1-1s. And after that game, I think there were many games where I didn't have a 1-drop, and so I changed my deck after that game to take out the 2 remaining Maleficents and put in 2 Chernobog Flowers. So prior to that, I had been using the No I'm Not deck, I think, who I actually played in one of the tournaments, and I literally thought his name was Noimnot. And I was like, what is this? What kind of name is this? This is Noimnot. And I kept saying it over and over, and then I was like, oh, wait, it's No, I'm Not. That makes more sense. So I was playing his deck, and it has actually 4 Maleficents, and I think prior to the tournament on Friday, the NorCal TCG one that was on paper, I had changed the deck to take out 2 of the Maleficents and put in 2 Peter Pan Shadows instead. And then after this tournament, I took out the remaining 2 Maleficents and put in 2 Chernobog Followers. And somehow I still have games where I don't see a 1-drop at all, which is kind of crazy to me. And then so that was Saturday morning. And then Saturday evening, I played in a game also online called Which City Games Spooky Saturday. It was 5 rounds. And I'm trying to remember how many people it was. Let me take a look at. I thought I would have written that down, but apparently I did not. It was 21 people total. I ended up placing first. I was undefeated, which is to me insane. It was best of three. I think that was partly why. And it was still just set three stuff. And it was just crazy to me because I don't know if I'll ever get used to like being always winning, I suppose. But the first round, my person didn't show up, so it automatically won. So that was cool. There was one person who got a bye because it was 21 people, and then somebody else, their opponent, also didn't show up. So both of us got automatic wins. Round two, so by round two, I was in fourth place. I'd gone from 17th to fourth. And I played a mirror match against a Ruby Amethyst deck. The first turn I went second and I lost because they played three Queen's Castles. And I was like, I can't, oh, I don't know. No, can't win. Second game, I went first and I won. Third game, I went second and I won. In that game, I did not have a one drop. However, from the time I was at 5 ink, so at 5 ink, I had 2 Lady Tremaines, 2 Be Prepareds, and 1 Fox in my hand. And then eventually I ended up with 2 Lady Tremaines, 1 Scar, 1 Madame Medusa, and 3 Be Prepareds in my hand. So then anytime that my opponent played anything, I was able to just immediately annihilate it. Round 3, I played a Ruby Sapphire deck. And the first turn I went first, but it was useless because I didn't have any 1 or 2 drops, despite me adding those 2 Chernobog followers. So I was playing, my deck had 10 1 drops, and it has 8 2 drops, and yet I didn't see any of them. But the first game I won, and the second game I won with the same strategy. I was just super aggressive with questing. And then round 4, I played another mirror match of Ruby Amethyst. And the first game I went first and I won. The second game I went second and I lost because by the end I had no cards. And so I couldn't play anything. The third game I went first and I won. And then the fifth round, so round 1 I was 17th, round 2 I was 4th, round 3 I went down to 5th place, round 4 I was 1st place, starting round 5 I was 1st place, and I actually played, I think, the other person who also had a no-show during round 1, and that person was playing a Ruby Sapphire deck, and the first game I went first and I lost because of Dime, Bell, Gaston, Tamatoa, that whole combo. The second game I went first and I won by aggroing with my Minnie Mouses. I had 3 in my hand and I played 2 of them because I was afraid of one of them I was afraid of losing all of them to be prepared. And so I ended up playing some other stuff that only quested for 1, but ended up being enough. And then the third game I went second and I won. So I ended up winning the whole thing. But the crazy thing is, like, I wasn't paying attention to the Discord while the game was going on. And apparently there was, like, a lot of drama happening in the other games. So I think, like, one person had complained about somebody else slow playing. And then the tournament organizer said that they were, or like and then like they went to turns, and then one person was like, oh, this tournament organizer like didn't announce the times well or something, so they didn't know, and then somebody was slow playing, and then somebody got a warning, and then it just evolved into all this like name calling of like, you run horrible tournaments, and you guys are jerks, and like, I dare you to act like this in a like actual game store, and they're like, we're actually very well known in our area and no one's ever had a problem. You just don't know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. So it was like a lot of drama happening in the Discord, which I was totally ignoring and like didn't realize until much later. And then I was like, ooh, juicy gossip. And then they ended up also complaining about it in a different Discord, which yeah, it was crazy. So, and then it was like a lot of like, oh, I'm never coming to one of your tournaments ever again. I quit. You're not following the rules. Because I think at some point, like when they were at turns, like someone was close to winning, and so the organizer just let them play it out, and then they started complaining, and then the organizer was fine. Like, I'll change it to a draw, and then like I don't know. It devolved and like, you don't know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know who's right. I don't know what the situation was, but there was a lot of drama happening in that tournament. And then Sunday, I didn't play in anything because it was Mother's Day. And then today, I just played in a little competition. It was another tournament of the Storms. It had a total of 8 people. And so it was only 3 rounds. The first round I played an Emerald Steel deck. That was a Bucky deck first. And this one was best of 2. So not great format for me. And so the first game I went second and I lost. They double Buckied me. And I feel like I misplayed. I don't know. I feel like I should have been more aggressive with maybe playing more low-cost characters. I'm not sure. But I do feel like I was not 100% paying attention. That did not help. The second time I went first and I won. So that was a 1-1. Round 2, so at round 2 I was 3rd place. And I played a mirror match, so Ruby, Amethyst. First game I went second and I won. Second game I went first and I won. We did have to restart our first game because the opponent's screen froze, and they tried to like restart Pixelborn and it still was frozen. And then I feel lucky for them because they posted a screenshot of their screen being frozen, and they had nothing they could have played on turns 1, 2, or 3. So we had already done turn 1. They didn't play anything. Turn 2, the only thing they could have played was a snake, and turn 3, the only thing they could have played was a fox. So I feel like lucky for them that their Pixelborn crashed. But I won anyway, so whatever. And then round 3, I played a Ruby Sapphire deck, and that one was actually the round 3. I was like 2nd place, and then the person I played was the 1st place person. First game I went first and I lost, and then I think they be prepared me, and then they just started like Medusa, Maleficent, Lady Tremaine, that whole package. So anything I played just got murked. And then the second game I went second and I won just by being very aggressive and questing. So yeah, I feel like those ramp decks, you just gotta go, 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 go. Yeah, so those are the tournaments. Tonight, I'm planning on playing in Mishi Monday, which is another online tournament that happens every Monday. And hopefully it'll be pretty big and I will do better. And I feel like I finally have my deck where I want it to be. It does well. I know what's going to happen. And of course, like, this is the very last week of me probably being able to play just 1 through 3 cards. But maybe not. Maybe they'll extend it for a little bit longer. Yeah, so that is what has happened, and we already talked about upcoming videos, which is a how to play video. Oh, I also released like a TCG terms for newbie video, and I saw like as I was editing that Hakuna Lorcana also published one, but I swear I didn't copy them. This has been sitting kind of in my docket since when I started the channel, even before that when I was just brainstorming. I just had to re-record because I learned new terms and I wanted to add to it. And I'm sure I'm going to learn more. So what else? Let's see. I am working on that Ursula lore video, and I'm just trying to figure out a way to tell it in like a coherent story. And upcoming events. So on Friday, set 4 is coming out, which I'm super excited about. And we are going to a release event at one of our local game shops, Fantomage. And I believe there we're playing I want to say we're playing a seal tournament there. Maybe. I don't think I'm lying when I say that. Let me see. No, I lied. I am lying. Friday we're going to the release event at Fantomage. It is a starter deck competition, and then each round you can buy a booster pack and add it to your deck. I've never played in this kind of format, so that'll be really interesting. Although it seems like the starter deck to play with is that Sapphire Steel one with Anna and Hercules, and that it's much more powerful than the Madrigal one. And then on Saturday, we're going to Games of Berkeley, and they're having a sealed tournament. They're actually having 2, one at 12:30, and I think one at like 5-ish, 5:30. And interestingly enough, it's like sponsored by some local realtors. And so I don't know if we're gonna play in both. I guess it kind of depends on how tired we are, if we're gonna play in both. And then on Sunday, we're going back to Fantomage. They're having a seal tournament. So they normally have either constructed or sealed tournaments on Sundays. So we'll be going to that, and it'll be with the Ursula's Return. I keep calling it Ursula's Revenge. Ursula's Return event. So yeah, that is our plan in terms of upcoming things. Of course, I'm going to be keeping my eye open on Lorcana Play Network to see if any other tournaments come up, since now I found my lovely favorite deck and I just want to be able to play it because I finally feel very good in it. Yeah, okay. So those are like all the fun deck blah 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 whatevers, or not whatevers, but like the tournamenty stuff. The other thing I did want to talk about, because they have now all been released, are the enchanted cards from this new set. So I would like to just put out there that I correctly predicted some of the enchanted cards that were coming, and I'm very proud of myself. So I correctly predicted that Minnie Mouse Musketeer Champion was going to be a enchanted card, that Look at This Family was going to be an enchanted card, and what was the other one I predicted? I think maybe Ariel's Grotto, and definitely Piglet, Sturdy Swordsman. Interestingly, I noticed that the Ariel, Anna, Queen, and Cinderella cards are all from the same artist, which I think is pretty cool. And his cards feel very cohesive because they all have that like background of the swish. I keep calling it the glimmers, but like the swirly, magic-y, smoky things. And I really, really like the enchanteds of the set. So I definitely like the Cinderella one. I think that Cinderella looks leagues and miles cooler than the regular card that it pairs with. Just because the regular card I think is very plain and, to me, like a page in a coloring book, but like very classic in that that's exactly what Cinderella looks like in the movie. And the Minnie Mouse one I think is adorable. I think it's on par with the regular non-enchanted card. Look at This Family. I've seen a lot of people like really, really like it, and I don't. I mean, I don't know. I think it just has a lot going on, and there's not as much of a focus, and I think it looks very similar to the non-enchanted. I don't know. It's just, I feel less impressed by it compared to all the other people who are very, very, very impressed with it by it. And then The Yensid one we talked about, I think, in the card video. It's okay. I'm not a huge Yensid fan, so it's okay. Diablo, also pretty cool, but not going to be like one of my chase cards. We don't talk about Bruno. I really like the art. I think that it's so funny that some lyrics and scenes from the song are in the background. Like, it's not just a picture of Bruno. Like, if you know Encanto, you would not mistake this for a Bruno card because of those pictures. It's very definitely like the We Don't Talk About Bruno card. And then the Goofy looks silly. I can't believe there's a Sisu enchanted. I feel like the Sisu, there's so much Sisu stuff. Like, they made that Sisu deck box and card sleeves, and it was a legendary card, and now it has an enchanted card. And I just don't think that Sisu is that popular. Like, it's like fetch. Stop trying to make fetch happen. That's how I feel about Sisu. But I also didn't watch Raya, so maybe it's actually a very good character, and I'm just sleeping on it. I'm excited that the Snuggly Duckling is an enchanted. I mean, I think the location enchanted cards are kind of meh, but the Snuggly Duckling is a cute location. The Anna one looks baller, amazing. So is the Queen. Ariel's Grotto is reminds me a lot of Belle's house, I think, because they're both sapphire. Kind of meh location. Ariel Sonic Warrior looks amazing, of course. The Piglet Enchanted, I think, has very high contrast, especially like the swirls around his colander hat and his sword. And I think that in a holographic card, it's really gonna like super pop. I think they made very good use of like knowing that it was gonna be a holographic card. I feel like it was made to be a holographic card. Not that it wouldn't be cool as like a non-holographic, but I think it really synergizes well with that holographic foiling. And then the wall is a location card that I actually really like. I just like the fire coming from the towers. I think that it looks good. Clean and a little minimalist, but very, very good. And high contrast, which is always a plus. Let's see. What else? So I was thinking about how everyone in the Discord, when they were releasing the rest of the cards during the Chaos event, everyone was complaining that there wasn't a Mushu card. And I was thinking about there's also, I think the Matchmaker would make a spectacular card, and the art could be so cool as that. And then also a Shan Yu card, because he's a villain and he's like, I also really like him as a villain because when he sees Mulan, like, even though I feel like normally a villain would see a girl and just be like, oh, psh, you're a girl, you can't be the one who defeated me. But he sees her and he's just like, oh, like the fact that she's a girl does not even factor. He's just like, oh, it's you. You're the girl who set that avalanche on my entire army. So I kind of like him for that. And I think that's it in terms of card stuff. So after this, I will be working on that how to play video, which will eventually come out, and also doing some Mishi Monday tonight and any other competitions I can try to join before the meta massively changes. Oh, I did play a couple games in lab last night, or attempted to, while I was at work. And it was so funny because people would play stuff and it would be like no image. And so like someone played an item and I was like, I don't even know what this item is. I don't know what abilities it has, what it deals with. And then they would play like a character and I was like, I don't know what character they played. I was like, I know I'm playing a Mulan deck because I've seen 2 Mulans and they have Imperial Proclamation and Medallion Waits Out, but I don't know what this third one is. And then they played that card and then they played Rapunzel, gifted with healing and remove damage. And I was like, oh, maybe it's that damaged Mulan, like by deduction, because there is that damaged Mulan that's the one that got stabbed in the stomach, that gets played with damage, kind of like Mother Gothel. And I was like, oh, maybe it's that card. But it was so funny because I would keep seeing cards that say like no image. And then I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't even know, like, and so I would just like blindly attack and be like, I think this is strong enough, and then it would not be strong enough, and I was like, I don't know what to do. This is so confusing. So hopefully those files get updated and I can have all the images, so at least I know what I'm playing against, because that would be very helpful. Currently Pixelborn is in like that in between period between seasons, and so season 3 is over and season 4 is going to start on Friday, which is just wild that it like matches with the set 4 release. I mean, it's probably on purpose, but it's just crazy, so many new things. So I think my goal for season 4 is try to jump up one more level. So right now I'm in platinum. I want to go up to whatever is above platinum. I don't know what it is, but I want to go up one level, and then maybe if depending on how my deck is, work on some hardcore mode. Let's see what's above platinum. I want to get to diamond. I want to be a diamond. It's blue, my favorite color, and Ravenclaw. Well, I guess purple's my favorite color, but one of my favorite colors, and Ravenclaw, and yeah, so it'd be cool to be in diamond. And then maybe like for hardcore ranked, I have no goals to be the top of the top. I feel like that is very lofty and also slightly impossible. But maybe to have the same elo that I start with. So I think you start with 1200 elo. What does that stand for? I don't know. And I didn't put it in my video, so let me know in the comments. What does elo mean? Is it like elite league options? No, that doesn't even make sense. I keep wanting to say like an Elf Elmo because that has all the letters. So yeah, let me know what elo means. But my goal is to end. So you start with 1200. So I want to end with at least 1200. I think last season I ended with like 1137 or something like that. And yeah, that's it for the podcast. So as always, like, subscribe. Let me know what else you guys want me to talk about. I may do a second podcast this week, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, and it will talk about Mishi Monday that I'm doing tonight, and maybe some of the sealed events and starter decks and the release and all that stuff. And then I will actually, once we have cards from the new set, I will post videos of unboxing of those. I feel like those are way more interesting because they're relevant. Whereas here, I think in this video, I'm unboxing, I guess, set 1. Although this was a pretty good box. If I got a foil, a whole new world. That's pretty awesome. I'm just looking at, like, I think I'm doing all the super rares and the legendaries right now. I guess the cards in this are pretty good. Unfortunately, when we pulled our Enchanted Elsa, I did not film that. Yeah, but we have one. Oh, I may also do a video of all of our Enchanteds because I think I have pretty good luck, and so I want to show them off. Wow, there's a lot of Tamatoas and whatever. I don't think this is a box that I bought. I think this was like Hot Topic cards or something, like just the blister packs. It's a lot of Ariels. Wow, look at all those Ariels. Like 3 Ariels and a giant Tink. This is, 2 giant Tinks and like 4 Tamatoas. Wow. Oh, and that's just the super rares. That's not even the legendaries. Let's see, legendaries. Rapunzel, Beast Wolfsbane, Maleficent Dragon, a foil Hades, Infernal Schemer, a Belle Strange but Special, a Carefree Stitch, Gone to, useless card, an Elsa, not enchanted, and a Ursula, Power Hungry. Oh, so on theme for what's coming up. All right. Thanks for watching. Keep shuffling.